All right, let's take a live look at the state capitol where the much talked about special session began today. We're taking a look at Austin there. Governor Greg Abbott put up 11 items on the agenda for lawmakers to tackle over the next month. Those include bail reform, border security, and changes to voting laws. Adam Bennett is live now in Austin. And Adam, a quick first day back to work for state lawmakers.
Both chambers were finished for the day by the lunch hour. Now, Governor Abbott, he calls these items on his agenda unfinished business from the regular session, but critics say that he should be focusing instead on different issues like fixing the grid or expanding Medicaid. We were on the House floor just after 10 when they gaveled in this morning for the start of the special session. It was a quick meeting. They referred bills to the committee and then they adjourned less than 20 minutes later. Texas House Democrats then immediately held a press conference. These are the same lawmakers that walked out of the chamber back in May to kill a controversial voting bill and end the regular session.
And we are going to fight these bills tooth and nail. And every option is on the table. We're going to use every parliamentary means available to us to stop these bills.
Being on the House floor, debating, looking at making sure that everything's parliamentarian consistent. They should use those things, but we do all those on the floor.
This new voting bill for the special session is House Bill 3. It would still impact Harris County by banning drive-through voting, banning 24-hour voting, and also banning the sending of unsolicited mail ballot applications. But this new bill does scrap some of the very controversial measures from that last bill in the regular session, things like limiting or delaying voting hours on Sundays and also lowering the standard for overturning an election. Lawmakers from both chambers will be back here meeting again tomorrow morning, and that election bill will get its first committee hearing Saturday morning. Sherman?
All right, thanks, Adam. Lots of eyes on this special session. Appreciate it.